somebody fucking gives me shit for smoking weed at a weed convention, I'm gonna fucking go nuts. I'm gonna go fucking nuts. Like, come on, guys. Good. Man, I'm just stepping in. I just got here today. Hey, I spoke on a panel with Redman, earlier at 2 o'clock. It was dope. Yeah, and then I just came to do this, man. So yeah.
I grew up 19 years ago in Salt Lake City in 92 Summer Jam.
Oh, okay, hell yeah.
Like 2000.
Hell yeah. Okay, cool, man. Nice to see you.
It's been a long time.
I've lost a lot of brain cells since then.
I've gotten older, you got better looking.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Joiner, change. Lights.
Here we go.
gmail.com. And then, this is like the Napalm stuff. If you want to get familiar with that.
I'm very familiar, bro.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yes. What's up, man? How are you? Good. Where were you?
Remember I met you at Vietnam? B-Roll?
Yes.
Something I need to see all that time. Across the park or something.
Yes. I remember that.
Got something even bigger coming up for it. It's a good friend.
Is it? Who is it?
Can't say yet.
Yeah.
But he's your close friend.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
But love to talk to you guys. Or so you gave me to your manager.
No. Give me direct. There you go.
You're the man, right?
Yeah. I've been to enough of these. I know I need to get a fucking car.
Hey, GC, do you want a
Based in
photo?
San Diego.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you.
Whenever you're free, come down.
Ready?
Just like Coronado, man, everything.
Got you, man. Nice to see you.
Likewise.
All right, cool.
All right, here we go. Ready? Okay, all right.
Thanks, man. Appreciate
So
it.
definitely.
Yeah.
Blue.
Just text me.
Sure.
Hold on, we gotta do this real quick.
Is that brand in Vegas?
Oh, very cool. What is it?
100% solventless ice water hash.
Wow, okay.
Text this to you.
That way, definitely try it. You'll love it.
I got you, brother.
Hey,
Yeah,
Blue.
thank you for that, man.
Photo.
Look forward to a conversation with you. There's a lot of people that don't understand that aspect of where we come from. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need that.
Hey, Xzibit.
Yeah.
We get a photo of Blue.
Oh, cool. Come on. My boy Blue. Yeah.
I'll send it to you.
I don't know. I gotta be on the plane early in the morning, so
Testing, 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 testing. You guys, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yep.
Jason, right? Absolutely. Jason and Adam. Can you, I don't think I can hear you. Get a little closer. Interesting. Can you hear him?
Very softly.
I can hear you very well. I got to do my Crocodile Dundee.
Can I tell you, when we got to the change headsets,
Yeah, change headsets.
we got to the airport in LA, first time in America, and the baggage handler said, where's our baby's pram? He said, look, happy to help you, but you got to say crocodile. And he was serious.
Any better?
Yeah, that's good, Jason.
Yep. Better?
Yeah. Well, this
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Yep. Bring the mic up just a little
this
more.
is the booth to be at.
Yeah. There you go.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
nailed it. This is something.
Hey, you got to tell Jeff's our sponsor from Aspire. Did you meet him?
No, I'll say hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to get him Aspire into Australia.
Yep. Yeah. No, really. Some things are borderless, and this is the sort of thing you could.
Absolutely.
Are we doing blue? Are we doing blue too? Ask if Blue wants to hop in.
Do you, who's blue?
I have no idea.
We got blue too. Arizona. Let's chat in a second. Blue, what's up? What's up? What's up? All right. Blue is a professional.
No, I'm a rookie. It's my first time, man. Tell me what I do. Where do I put my hands?
Blue? Jason Drake.
I'll put my hands right here.
Hey, watch it.
What's up, Jason? How you
That's
doing,
going to
baby?
cost you $10.
Oh, man, I love it.
You're going cheap.
I'm cheap,
Yeah,
man.
no. You got
Can
Columbia.
they hear us?
man.
Can you guys hear us? Can you guys hear us? You can't hear us? Talking shit all day, huh?
we don't have that technology. We're
Oh,
not-
stop it, man. Hook up your phone. Bluetooth it real quick. I can Bluetooth it to this.
I don't know how that
Hold
works.
on.
All right.
Oh, yeah. What are we doing?
Having a chat with an Aussie? Nice to meet you, Adam.
Aussie.
G'day.
Oi, oi,
Oi, oi, oi, you got it. You got
Oh,
it.
man, I did the Olympic Park Center.
No way.
Yeah,
wow.
40,000 people or something like that at the Olympic Park
Yeah,
Center,
wow.
man. Yeah, it was
That's pretty
beautiful,
good.
man.
Yeah.
It was one of the biggest shows I've ever performed at.
Yeah, cool.
On the phone, catch me on the phone.
All right.
It's my camera. It's my camera.
It's
my camera. It's my
Dimitri
camera.
Downing back
Yeah.
here live at
It's a cute-
MJBizCon. No, feel free to
Oh,
jump
no,
in.
start over, man. Come on.
No, it's all
Oh,
good.
we're
We don't
live.
need to start over.
Okay, shit, you're supposed
MJBizCon
to-
2022.
You're supposed to count me in.
I am like with my mentor over
Oh,
here, Blue,
man.
who's from Cannabis Talk Radio. who's one of
Cannabis
the-
Talk 101.
But it's and radio though, right?
Well, it's the same thing if you want, but, it's just,
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, one of the leaders in the cannabis industry and cannabis space and cannabis media, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, thank you,
And
sir.
it's an honor to have you co-hosting and meeting a couple individuals that are here at MJBizCon. And we have had a wonderful run, and we just had another panel. We've had panel after panel. This is how MJBizCon kind of is. You're hanging out.
Bringing people together.
In walks, from Boveda, Jason, one of the
Jason, I know Jason. I
doing
just
some-
pretend I don't
We
know.
go
him.
way
really,
back.
really
Yeah.
cool stuff. And there's this gentleman who MJBizCon invited from Australia
G'day.
to talk
G'day.
about
Good day, mate.
what's happening.
It's great to
Flew
be
in
here.
just for this, right?
For this particular
Yeah.
panel, absolutely.
Yeah.
Why not? Why wouldn't you?
Spectacular.
And this, so talk about what's happening in Australia. And, you know, a lot of business people, industry people watch our show, and so they're like, you know, what's Boveda doing next? What's happening in Australia? What's Cannabis Talk up to? So I want to real quickly go through that and introduce you guys. Why don't you do a self-introduction?
Well, hello, my name is Christopher Wright, also known as Blue. Cannabis Talk 101 live right here on media. It's going down real big in your mouth if you smoke. Did you get that?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Jason?
My name's Jason Drake, and I am the product guy at Boveda. So I'm the one who's trying to integrate Boveda's two-way humidification in the packaging that our customers are using.
That's, you know, let me tell you this. I've been using Boveda since it was cool to sell cannabis. This guy's been around forever.
It's a game changer, man.
Yeah, man. Those things have been holding me down on the blocks for when I was a kid.
Glad to hear it.
You know, Boveda almost sells itself, but we could talk about why it's the best, one of the best products out there in a second. And then we have Adam, who we just met.
The Aussie, so Standard Botanic, Adam Benjamin. Back in the day, I was the first fully licensed cultivation company in Australia. So we should have more Boveda
Absolutely.
down under.
I'll ship you a container.
Yeah, great.
Boveda isn't a household name in Australia yet?
Look, those who know what they know, absolutely they're looking for these things. But there's market if you want it.
Yeah.
We're there.
Yeah.
Everybody in the United States knows what Boveda is at this point. You
Yeah.
know, Latin America, Europe.
Absolutely.
You guys are expanding
We're in
everywhere.
60-plus countries.
Yeah, wow.
So let's talk a little bit about what your companies do. I want to talk about your advocacy, your community involvement, how we can support you, and all those kind of things. But let's first talk about a little bit about what Cannabis Talk is. Then we'll talk a little bit about what Boveda is. Then we'll talk a little bit about Australian regulations.
Perfect.
You know, he has a company too. A lot of people want to hear about what's happening in Australia because I don't even know the status of things in Australia. Cannabis Talk, where did it come from? What's going on there?
You know, it's funny because I come from the traditional market. My father was you know, built these trade shows my whole life. So I was in this union when I was 18 years old. And believe it or not, we'd build these show sets right here in this hall and L.A. to San Diego up to the Bay and a couple other states as well. And through that process, you know, my pops was one of the general foremans in that whole, you know, movement. And believe it or not, cannabis was huge in the trade shows. And I'm going to give you a sneak peek of what that looks like. Is you see all these beautiful, you know, boxes right here, and they pack all this stuff up, and then they ship it to Texas and to the next show. Well, from Los Angeles, it would come into Los Angeles, and then they'd pack it all up, and then the Teamsters would put some extra stuff in it and send it over to the next state.
Nice.
And so that's the transportation of what it looked like, you know, many years back. And I'm able to say that because most of the guys that were doing that have passed now, unfortunately. But that was my family legacy in the cannabis industry. And then through that process, you know, I started to dabble in the cannabis industry myself, opened a few dispensaries, grows, and things like that. I exited really well, really early. Went out and, you know, went after some licensing in Hawaii with Senator Jay Kalani English, Arizona. My brother's got a grow here. We've got a Budweiser building out in Holbrook and now an outdoor grow there. But I don't touch the plant anymore. But through that process, my dad got sick and got cancer. And so my dad was like, you know, whatever you got to do, let's just do it legal. You know, the market's changing. This is our industry. Let's continue our legacy. So, you know, I had a hip-hop background. I was at Death Row Records in the 90s. You know, very urban artist. That's why Xzibit and I go back many moons and a bunch of different rappers. And so through that process, I ended up learning that, you know, I didn't want to touch the plant. I didn't want to wake up anymore and sell, you know, cannabis. So I built the show. I asked to be on 101.5 FM KOCI 10 years ago. They told me hell no. There was like no way this is going to happen. I ended up building the show set because I knew how to build the shows. And the owner of the radio station, I invited him to, you know, this little warehouse that I rented. He's like, why didn't you tell me you were going to have professionals on the show and talk? Because I didn't want to talk about stoner stupid stuff. I wanted to talk about more of the industry stuff. You know, what was going on, the medical side of it, the you know, the legislation, how the you know, legal was happening, everything that was going on. So he liked the show, and then he offered me to be on the 101.5 FM. Gave me a midnight slot, you know. I started at midnight and became the #1 show on 101.5 FM with over 1 million listeners. It took me about 3 years to do that. And then right when that happened, 3 months into having the morning show there, you know, Joe Grande and I linked up, and we ended up on getting signed to iHeartRadio. So going over to iHeart, ended up taking us into iHeart, and we've been with iHeart now for 3-4 years or whatever. Signed a 6-year deal with them. We're renewing now. We're renewing early because our numbers, our ratings are up.
That's awesome.
And we were fortunate, man. I mean, we've interviewed some of the leaders in this industry, and from police officers to celebrities to major operators and ill patients, first and foremost. So.
That's awesome. And this is my favorite thing about MJBizCon is that, there's people wandering around from dispensaries, from manufacturing, from delivery, from distribution, from ancillary, from cannabis talk, and everybody's just kind of bumping into each other and talking. And, we have like this little ESPN game day stuff. We're just kind of grabbing people.
Right.
But, somebody who's out there is like, hey, you know what? That guy knows what he's talking about. I'm going to reach out to him and talk about this little subject or whatever, So let's move on to you.
Yeah.
And Jason from Boveda. And are you the guy responsible for putting the Boveda in the top of the cap?
Yeah, I am.
Is that you?
So Boveda has
Brilliant.
been keeping weed fresh for years, right? You
Right.
drop our packets into whatever container you're using.
Can I see that?
It's got to keep it at exactly 62% humidity. Okay, so that's been working great, keeping weed fresh for a long time. I have the pleasure of trying to make it easier for customers to integrate Boveda into whatever packaging they're using. So we've taken the same Boveda two-way humidification that's in this pack and put it directly in the lid or the closure for a jar. So you screw that on, and it's going to keep your weed fresh for a few months.
And
It's brilliant. Listen, I'm such a big fan, of the Boveda product. I mean, literally, I've used tortillas, lettuce,
Orange peel.
Orange peel. The orange peel I didn't do so much. The smell kind of kicked over. Flour tortillas, not corn tortillas, guys, but I use flour tortillas for a lot of years because it works really well. And
Everybody's trying to solve the problem, right, of dry weed.
And then Boveda, coming from the guitar industry, moving into cannabis, it saved me in my journey many times.
Because I don't know if you know this, we're in 3 different businesses. We got started 25 years ago protecting premium cigars and humidors. Also got in the music business to protect wooden musical instruments, violins, guitars, that sort of thing. And then, of course,
I know
cannabis.
a little bit about you guys.
A lot of people have been doing this on their own for years. What kind of reception are you finding for this from?
It's
Seems
been
like
amazing.
everybody
Okay,
should
so I had to call back
package
to the
things this
factory yesterday to have more shipped in for the show. I had to overnight it in, so it's really popular. It's a pharma grade package.
That's a good show.
Made by a great U.S. manufacturer called DPG. So the reception has been amazing. Everybody's looking for a way to automate and make it easier to integrate Boveda and protect their flower. So that's the goal here, to make it easier to seamlessly integrate the Boveda in the packaging.
They had to ship more in blue. That's a great show. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah,
That warms my heart.
Yeah. So this is debuting at MJ Biz, and so is our brand new 1 pound bag.
We got the 1
which
pound.
ships with.
Is that empty or full?
It was full.
Sadly.
Blue, he brought you a gift.
Yeah, I brought you a 1 pound bag of weed here, man.
Let's go. It's not full? I don't want it then.
So again, trying to make it easier to protect the product.
Very good.
This is nice.
That's beautiful.
Good
That
one
thing's
size,
nice.
1 pound bag.
It's a
What's
nice
that
quality.
there?
What's it made out of?
I got a hat.
The bag?
Yeah, it's a multi-layer polymer bag.
Yes.
It's a great bag, but as good as a bag is, it still can't
gotta
control
stay fresh,
humidity,
baby.
which is why you have to have the Boveda pack inside
So
it.
you gotta just make this bag with the pack on the bottom right here and just have it sit in it, right? That's the next one.
That's the next one.
I want my royalty. Live right here on Mita.
I'll
It's
write you a
going
check
down.
as soon as we're done.
It's going
I'll take
down.
it. Don't be afraid. I'll take the check.
I love that. So, Jason, anything else you want to highlight about the product, or any other products you guys might be developing?
What? That's not enough?
No.
There's more.
But wait, there's more. But wait, so there's
Our
more.
goal is to protect flower from cure to consumption, right? So from the 1 pound bag all the way down to the consumer, making sure that it's protected all the way through.
So eventually, we'll be purchasing. If you do not find this in the product that you're purchasing, you probably don't want to purchase it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I could vouch for this company and say again that I've had many times where we're sitting on quite a bit of cannabis and scrambling to get these bags right here. And at one point, I wish you had bigger ones, because we had so much going on. But this is perfect for 1 pound. You throw it in there, and if it's really bad, you can throw 2 in there. It brings it right back to life. And like I said, I went through steam rooms. I've worked with a lot of cannabis and try to just put steam in the room and then bring them back to life and all kinds of tricks years ago.
But it's tricky because you don't want to get too high, right? You don't want to get too low.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to get too high.
Well, you do. No, but go ahead.
Oh, no, sorry. I was just saying I need like 50 of these industrial size for my hotel room. Or like a sleeping bag.
Just to sleep on them and shit.
I'll wrap them in my sleeping bag on the sides, and I can be nice and moist.
But this is perfect for the Australian market. We're only medical. We're federal legislation.
Nice segue.
Well,
That's
there you go.
I've talked to 2 or 3
I'm
Aussies
learning.
already. Yeah, we're working on it.
I'm learning. No, but seriously, so you touched on it. I mean, Jason, the pharma grade is perfect for Australia.
Exactly.
But Blue touched on 2 important things that relate well to Australia. One is the medical side of it, so we are just medical. And you talked about the legislation as well. We have federal legislation. So why is an Aussie, aside from learning a lot from really the best conference in the world, why is an Aussie here? In Australia, we have, I remember at school at maths, nobody listens or watches maths until there's a dollar sign in front of the number. And then people are paying attention.
Sorry, what?
Yeah.
Did you say money?
Yeah, exactly.
Here's perk up.
So in Australia, the Australian government gives you back 43.5%. So for every dollar you spend, 43.5 cents comes back to you in cash for any R&D you do. So you want to develop new things. So we're federally legal, medically, and so my pitch, and I spoke a couple of days ago here, was to a US, to me, you guys are like the fastest at 100 meters sprint. You go to the Olympics, it's 100 meters, the US is leading, but to me, it's like you've got your legs a little shackled because there's a federal thing, not that I know your to use a country like Australia where you can, this technology, this is borderless, you could easily do this in Australia, and you're getting 2 for 1 on your US dollar to Australia, and then you're getting 43.5% back cash. There's no questions. It's not a grant. It's when you put your tax return in for every dollar. So I'm like, you guys are great at a whole bunch of things. Australia's the lucky country. We are known as because sometimes we get things right despite the way it's planned. And in this case, this federal thing, banking, finance, IP, and 43.5% back. So that's more of a pitch for Australia. I don't work for the government.
That's where we learn.
Investing in innovation, right?
Yeah.
No, well, I mean, that's what we can learn from Australia. I mean, ultimately, if you guys already have those things in place, here we are still trying to figure it all out or let it be allowed to be in place. And, it's important to kind of follow some of those suits that are working, right? One of the biggest problems with us is our taxes here, and we all know that. It's criminal taxes right now. It's sad for the operators, and it's very unfortunate, So
your guy over there is pacing.
Smiling. He knows. He knows.
Hey, they got me trying to get out of here.
No, actually, we got to wrap it up. But, this is the cool thing about MJBizCon. We're all walking around. There's so many different people. We got a R&D expert over here. We have a media and cannabis expert over here. Cannabis expert as well.
You got an
we have
Aussie.
The media expert. Man. Listen, you're a legend in your own, game, bro. So
I'm still trying to figure out what I do.
Humble as well.
Trying is lying. You're doing it, baby.
I know a little bit about regulations and licensing. I come from that background. But just real quickly, I wanted to wrap up. How do people get a hold of you guys? It's been our pleasure to introduce you out there to people who couldn't network and come bump into you guys at MJBizCon. The man to talk to in Australia, the man just to talk to in life, the man to talk to at Boveda. How do people get in touch with you guys?
If you want to call me, 976-55. No, I'm just like, only you guys remember the 976 number. It's like 976. It's easy, man. You can just look up Cannabis Talk 101 anywhere, everywhere. We're pretty much all over the map. I mean, we're in 149 countries on air. Download us on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your download. And just listen to us. Info at Cannabis Talk 101. Reach out.
If you're developing a brand in the cannabis space, make sure that you are working with them.
Hey, Boveda is a small company, and you reach out to us, you'll find me. I'm also on LinkedIn. Easy to find.
If you care about the quality of your cannabis, make sure
I'm
that
the
you're
guy.
following
Don't
Boveda.
call me, call the staff.
Maybe you
Call
can do something
him.
about quality of cannabis as well. You can probably do some consulting.
Yeah.
I tried that for a little while. The game was changing so fast when I was doing it. I rolled out an education platform as well in 29 states, but that's another story. Go back. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. I want to reach out to you now. It's this is awesome.
I'm
but
close, man. Come on.
We're all making friends here.
Look, I'll save you the money to call us. Don't call us. Just email or standardbotanic.com. Standardbotanic.com. Please just say good day. We think there's a lot that the US guys can take advantage of in Australia, and we work well with the FDA. So while you guys are doing great things here, we don't think you should necessarily wait and take advantage of a country like Australia.
Outstanding.
Yep.
Last question. When will Australia be adult use recreational?
Oh, great question. Depends which expert you ask, but it's coming, and it's coming within the next few years. You know, once the genie's out of the bottle, they don't stop asking, and so we're moving pretty quickly. Remember as well, especially you guys are huge here, we're the gateway into Asia. Thailand's online, but when, let me, I don't know, 2.5, 3 years, let's say.
2.5, 3 years. You heard it here first. We'll talk about it next year at MJBizCon. We'll follow back up with all you guys, see how your journey's going, and continue, you know, networking for the next couple of days.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys for being here.
Stay with us. Stay with us right here on media. It's going down.
I love it. Blue, you're the man.
Look at that.
All right.
All right, guys.
Thank you.